All right, I'm ready when you are, Z Clay. Run this thing off.
Count me down.
3, 2, 1.
We are back, episode 110.
Oh,
TEN.
that has a ring to it. 110 coming to you. BSG podcast presented by our friends at Moon Golf, and we're going to talk about them in a minute. Let me tell you what the show is about today. It's going to be a short one because the boys are ready to get on Dynasty mode on EA Sports. If you're not playing it, sorry, but we have been. So we got the handicap fraud, the whole Barstool situation. We're going to talk about that. We're going to recap briefly last week's Scottish Open, talk about this week's Royal Troon, and then last week, if you listened, we talked about our own golf course. We're going to talk a minute about that. But first, we're going to take a second and tell you about our friends at Moon Golf.
Hey, I'm looking at Moon Golf's Instagram page right now, and they've got now 2 Epson Tour sponsored players. Like, I just wanted to shout this out because I don't know if we've ever really talked about it before. A winner this past weekend on the Epson Tour, Road to the LPGA Tour, Daniela, I don't want to butcher her last name. So
No, we need it.
No, I can't do it. But Daniela and Kaylee Telford, that's the other girl that they are sponsored on the Epson Tour right now. So just so you know, like, they have professional players in their repertoire. Like, they're that good.
Oh, yeah.
Even with their customer service, their players. That doesn't make us good, but it only helps add like that prestige to what we're trying to do for them.
I thought about making one of them TikToks. You know, everybody's been doing like, if you asked me about spaghetti, I'd say it's great. But if you ask me on a deeper level, I'd say, and it's like this long thing, doing about Moon Golf. Like, if you asked me about Moon Golf, I'd say it's an amazing store. But if you ask me on a deeper level, and just give like this long explanation of why we love Moon Golf,
I'm just in love with the employees.
You could just take like every first like 5 minutes of our podcast and
put it together
and see what comes out of that.
You're just not going to beat it. We're telling you now that if you live locally and you've been going to Dick's Sporting Good as your source for golf stuff in this area, when you walk in there and you have nobody helping you, and then you walk into Moon Golf, I promise you will not go back to Dick's Sporting Good again.
I sent one of the guys from work. He lives in Auburn. He's like, I had never heard of it. He's like, I was so surprised at the amount of inventory.
Oh, yeah. And would you rather have
the pure amount of clubs alone, used and new?
And would you rather have one of those guys fitting you, or Carl from the shoe department walking up and be like, yeah, I think you need this shaft?
Carl used to date my sister, so
and I don't think Dick's has a selection of even shafts and stuff getting fitted. So go check out Moon Golf. Let's get into it. Let's jump into it. There's been some drama online. Is Marley in the room?
Yeah.
Bring her on camera. We got to see Marley. We got to see her for that. Brady, did you get everything hung up yesterday, Brady, or did she let you take the day off?
I haven't done it yet.
Okay, they work at the nursery.
Over to help. He's helping me put some lights up tomorrow, so I'm gonna make him help me tomorrow.
They work on that nursery.
We did not finish the nursery till like a literal 7 or 10 days before.
Oh, I remember y'all's nursery situation. Anyways, all right. So this past week we've had a lot of drama online with Barstool and the Barstool Classic, and what was the? I wish I should have the guy's handle in here. The guy that called it out on TikTok.
It's I don't know it, but it's
there.
Like
she
not.
Is.
He's pretty popular, but I don't know what it is.
It's something. Yip.
Yeah, sounds right.
So, anyways, he called out. He likes to do some deep dives into handicaps and situations, and turns out that the winners, some people that competed in Barstool Classic.
No, I think they won it.
Oh, did they win it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Had not been entering scores in their, what's he call it? The gin? Is that the proper way to say it?
Straight to the gin.
Yeah, that's what he says. And so what's everybody's take on this? Because Riggs is kind of like, oh, well, they won it.
I think Riggs has a very friendly handicap himself. So he is not opposed to people not being totally truthful with it.
I feel like his handicap hurts him, though. He's got it lower than it should be.
There is a guy on there who talks about statistics for when a 15 handicap should shoot a 77, and it's like 1 in 400,000 rounds.
Man.
And this guy's done it. The guys that have won have done it twice, both in the Classic.
See, I think. Go ahead.
He said that, or I think Riggs said that one of the guys that shot in the 70s, I think he shot like a 78 or something like that. He was supposed to be a 14 handicap or something. Said it was like the round of his life. And
of course,
yeah, I mean, what else would it be? But he like, I listened to it on their podcast. He said that he spoke to the guys like on the phone, talked to like other people, I guess, related to the situation. He kind of like put me in the middle, because at first I was thinking like, yeah, sandbaggers are everywhere. Like they're, it happens a lot.
Yeah.
But he explained that like these guys run like some kind of like, I don't know, it's not an 18-hole course. It's like a very short, something like Roanoke, like where when they have tournaments out there, they have like winter rules most of the time, because the fairways aren't in the best shape. The greens aren't in the best shape, so they kind of like move the ball around a little bit. So they weren't like putting these scores in gin because they didn't think that was acceptable, like to put those rounds in there when they're kind of like, moving the ball like, off of a root or a rock or something like that, which is understandable. But I don't know. Like, I still don't know where I fall on it. I don't like sandbagging, but I also kind of see where they're coming from if they're telling the truth.
But this is the only thing else. So when I was thinking about it, I was like, yeah, you can give them the benefit of the doubt until they do it 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
2 years in a row, and I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I don't believe it. One round, absolutely. Anyone can go on fire. 2 years under the biggest stage with $10,000 and a lot of other stuff. I don't know.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm not split. I'm leaning more towards their cheaters, but I'm torn as far as like this is probably for a lot of these people, us playing for that much money, the closest you'd get to a tour type event. So nerves are there, but then I also think that I don't know. I feel like maybe if I was to shoot a lights out round, I'm torn between thinking I'd be too messed up there, or that'd be the place I'd do it, where I'm just like locked in, focused. Okay, lights out during that tournament. But the odds of doing it are very slim.
There was one other point, and I really thought it was valid for their side of it. It's like if you're playing in a big, because it's what, 400 a person to play, you're hitting the range multiple times a week. You're playing, you're getting ready for an event like that. So you're dialed. It's not like, well, let's go play in this scramble Saturday.
Yeah. Whatever happens.
You pay it months before because it's sold out instantly. So that last month, I bet you're playing both days on the weekend. You're at the range 3 days. You're putting at home. I can see it if you're.
But that's the problem, is that their scores are not in there again, even if they were playing that much. It's like, so either they weren't playing at all and only practicing, or they're only playing at their home course and not putting those in because of what he said about it. So I don't know. I mean, 2 years ago, like you said.
If it's like Roanoke's not going to handle again. I bet you can't enter it on the GIN, can you?
Yeah.
Like 18 birdies doesn't even give you a real handicap when you enter it on there. It just like, it doesn't even know what to do.
I don't know. So I'm on the side of, I definitely think they cheated. Now how much, I don't know. They may be, I don't know, if he says he's 14, he may really be like a 9 or something. I don't know.
I bet it happens a lot though. Like those guys just got called out for it because like the shoe fit the situation. But I'm sure it happens every Barstool Classic that they have.
Absolutely. I bet it happens every week. I'm trying to find that guy's page. Yeah, Strickler.
Oh yeah. So I'm sure we'll be seeing more from it on TikTok. We'll keep y'all updated. If you don't know what we're talking about, just go to 4Play's Instagram. You kind of see Riggs. He talks about it. Which, speaking, I was going to talk about this later in the show before we get to the next topic. Speaking of playing better than you should and close to the tour, our friend of the pod, he should be on next week, I think, Connor, sent us a message today. Apparently, he reached out to you first, Zach. Is that what happened?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. last week's drop zone, we said, how long would it take? We posted a clip on Instagram. Follow us, Be.Still Golf. How long would it take for you to make it to the tour if you had no responsibilities, no job, every single day you woke up and just grinded? And we all came to a collective answer of 5 years. And in that, we said just make it to an event, not win it, make it to an event. Connor texts us today and says, not happening, not even close. And it said that one time he was a plus 5 handicap, played a few rounds with Wills Zalatoris, and was nowhere near his skill level, which is insane because Rory's like a +9 right now. They said so. That's not far off.
That got me thinking. Like, whenever I first read what he said, I was kind of like, no, he's wrong. Like he like some people are just athletes and can do stuff, but then I was thinking, like, well, if he's been there, like I know he's really good. I didn't know what his handicap was thinking about it earlier, but I was like, I know he's solid player. So I was like, if he says it can't be done, then maybe it can't be done in that quick.
Currently, Connor's a +3.8,
which is wild.
That's so insane. I mean, if there's a guy who's talented enough to actually make it somewhere and has an opinion on it, I feel like I got to listen to it.
We'll have him on next week. Could you imagine your handicap being a plus? Like when you show up to a course, you have to give the course strokes because you're so good. Not the other way around.
I don't know if that's fun, like, because you're just stressed out the entire time. Like, if I don't break par, like, I'm just screwing myself.
Yeah.
I feel like that's golf at all handicaps. Like, right now, I expect a certain score out of myself, and me and you are totally different handicaps, and you expect a score out of yourself. And if we're close, it's really good for one of us and really bad for the other.
Yeah.
And at the same time, like, I may be celebrating carding a 84, and you're like, dog, how did I shoot an 83? Yeah. I should have been at a 77. There's this putt, this shot, and it's an unenjoyable game some days.
I feel like every time I play with Will Thompson, that's how he is. He's just like, if he's not breaking 80, he's just pissed off. And I'm like, I'll take an 82 or 83. It's fine with me.
So we'll have Connor on next week, and we'll talk a little bit about that. Let's jump into last week's Scottish Open. If we're being honest right now, I'm going to pass the train because I did not watch much of it at all. It did not entertain me. All I know is that my boy Zach Blair was in a playoff, and then he lost it.
I did a little research on it, and I've listened to a couple podcasts this week, so I'll give us a little highlight. NLU guys like to call him Big Shot Bob McIntyre. Robert McIntyre, he sealed the deal on the 72nd hole by getting a kind of a controversial drop from a sprinkler. That
very
was,
dirty.
Yeah, he took some big practice swings, knocking some fescue out of the way, and noticed it after he took his practice swings, called in like an official to come look at it. He got a free drop. Then he hit his approach shot to 6 feet and hit the winning putt from there.
So we're talking some Patrick Reed type stuff right now.
No, this was worse. If you look up the clip,
as we're talking,
grass he's in is waist high, if not higher.
Yeah,
his practice swings are throwing the grass in his face. It's like foot long strands of grass on his club after the practice swings.
What did No Lane Up say about it?
Oh, they were heated. Tron hated it.
Oh, yeah, that's what I
bet. Solly hated it. All of them did. Like, they weren't behind it at all. But some of the foreplay guys were they were like, rules are rules. I think Danny Rapp said, this is the rules. Like, he just kind of like used them to his advantage. So I don't know.
That's what Phil's good at that. Phil, he knows the rules and he's gonna figure it out.
But another point I wanted to make that also happened, we had a 54-hole leader, young Ludwig Ober. He was leading the tournament and shot a 73 on the final day to drop back to a 6-way tie for fourth. Is that concerning for anyone?
I think anybody can have a bad day. Over par is a bad day for him. I think it's relative to the course. I got him picked like for this week.
We,
I think it's a bounce back week for him.
yeah, we actually all have the same picks we did last week for this week.
Oh
That's
gosh, I didn't even check
Which
that.
I think that's fine because they're all playing really well. So,
Yeah. I mean, score wise, really, if we expand it to include the LPGA, 6 of our 8 picks tied.
inside like the top 5, right? Or something like that.
Yeah. The men's was T4, the women's T26.
It was a really
Okay.
good week for
But,
us.
yeah.
Just no movement on the picks.
I got a bonus pick. I picked.
Yeah, you did get the
somebody,
bonus.
Somebody
I put it
didn't
in.
make the cut. Yeah, I saw that. I forgot.
I try to keep up with it when I'm at work. Whenever I have downtime. Luckily, when I started, we couldn't pull up any Google stuff. Like you couldn't pull up Gmail or anything, and now everything works.
Oh dang!
I feel like you're back in high school. They had it locked up like that.
I'm glad my boss, he's never done anything like that to me. I just free will on my computer at work.
It's just a large organization, so they have
yeah.
to lock down a lot.
I totally understand that.
I'm meant to find. I was trying to find that clip. I'll find it later because it sounds like some.
Oh, it was bad.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Some
And then
two-club
to go on
play.
and win it too makes it even worse. Like, if he wouldn't have won, maybe it wouldn't have been such a big controversy. But to go on and win the event, and let me read for the people I said that Zach Blair is in a tie. I was thinking of the ISCO or ISCO, the other PGA Tour event happening, not this one. So which brings us to this week, our 4th major of the year at Royal.
Oh, you got it
Troon.
right this week.
Yeah, I got it right. The Royal Troon in Scotland. This is going to be, I think, probably one of the more entertaining majors this year, I believe. I wish it's hard to beat the U.S. Open because Bryson and Rory and all that. But I'm excited about this one to kind of see how it goes down. Anything over in Scotland is just fun, like that kind of golf.
2030 is the trip.
Is that the move?
That's the move. Brady, get on board. I guess we're gonna have to get the girls on board. But
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Brady will have a 5-year-old by then.
Marley will be 7.
And so
That'd be perfect to stay with the grandparents for the weekend.
I wonder how many sky miles that takes.
Keep saving.
Keep saving. Brady, you want to run us through this history of Royal Troon you got?
Yeah. I did a little research. Heard some podcasts this upcoming week about the past few majors opens that happened at Royal Troon. The last one was held in 2016, where Henrik Stenson and Phil Mickelson pretty much battled down the stretch in a close race for first and second, because third place was nowhere near them. Third place was 11 strokes back from where Phil ended up. Henrik Stenson would shoot a final round of 63 to finish at 20 under par, and Phil would finish right back 3 strokes from him. They pretty much just like walked away from it. But a very exciting battle between them. Like, it wasn't like, last year with Brian Harmon kind of just did his thing and played steady golf the whole way and didn't get cracked by any of the European fans. But
wasn't that where Fleetwood was in it towards the end?
Yeah, a lot of people wanted Fleetwood to win it, and he just didn't ever catch fire. But there's some cool stuff that this course has had happen in, almost at least 150 years it's been around. It was initially a 6-hole layout design in 1878 by old Tom Morse's protege, Charlie
Morse.
Hunter. 6 years later, it was expanded to 18 holes by a club professional by the name of George Stratt. The par 3 8th is probably the most famous hole. It's only 123 yards long. It's the shortest hole of any open course rota. From a platform tee just above sandy broken ground, the golfers target a tiny green that's just 2,500 square feet. So kind of reminds me of like Pebble Beach number 7, but without the ocean view in the background.
Just got the Royal Troon in the background. Let's see here. I guess let's just go ahead and lead into the picks, see what everybody thinks.
Yeah.
I'm going with Ludwig Oberg.
How
Played
confident are you?
hot.
Is that a win
Played.
pick or is that just you to get points?
No, that's the winner.
You think so?
Number one for him. Big time major. Number one.
I have a like a 1A and 1B thing going right now. My pick is Colin Morikawa because he played really well last week. Seems like he's got an Open Championship under his belt, so I think he's going to do well, get some good points. But I'm honestly rooting for the man that blew the lead at the U.S.
Oh,
Open.
I was just about to say, I think this is one of the best courses for him purely
Yeah,
because of how firm it is. That driver is almost untouchable
yeah.
on
I
weeks like this.
Mitchell picked him. I don't know. He may have already had locked that in before I'd locked my pick in, but I mean, he's. I think it's time for him to make his comeback, and I think now he's like as far down at the bottom as he can get. So I think like he can only go up from where he's at now. So that's just going to give him
I
even
hope
more
so.
motivation.
did you see where one of the sleeper favorites for this event from at 50-1 odds is Tony Finau, which will be shocking.
No,
He's
he ain't
not
gonna
someone.
do it. He
So
just
I'm
ain't got it.
no, I don't think that. So maybe he may win a PGA championship, that kind of major. I think. All right, I'm going. My lock is Xander Schauffele. He's never missed a cut at this event, and 4 out of his 6 Open tournaments have all been top 20 finishes. So usually he historically performs really well in this. And I'll be honest with you, if he wins, that'd be great. I'm going for points, but
I just
I'm
changed
going
my
with Xander.
pick for who's gonna miss then.
Who'd you
I
go?
see that.
Oh, who'd you pick to miss?
Xander. I just put Xander.
Oh, you're crazy. Do you
I feel like it's one of them. It's almost like football. He never misses from this close. Wide right.
know? And Mitchell has Rory McIlroy, which I'm sure everybody's like, why do you even tell us? He picks that every week. But that's who he's got. That's also my pick to miss the cut is Rory. I don't think he's making the cut this weekend.
Even after all I just said about him.
Even all you just said, I don't think he's going to get it done. Brady,
Yeah.
he's going with a crowd favorite to miss the cut.
I remember my first like real good memory of watching like professional golf was in 2017 when Jordan Spieth won the Open. I forget where it was, like Carnoustie, I think, or something like that. Maybe 2016, one of those 2 years. And I was rooting hard for him. I was like, after he won, I was a Jordan Spieth fan for like, I don't know, the next like 5 years. And now he's just, I don't know, he's falling off. So I don't think he's
falling
hot
off
enough
bad.
to make
Him
the
and
cut,
his friend JT.
And his brand. I hate some of the Under Armour stuff he wears now. That hat is so ugly.
I think a lot of that too is, which he probably gets paid a lot of money, but Under Armour is kind of all into that. Let's be the new technology. So they probably push it on him, but it looked like AI generated. That's when I said to go check the comments out. So that's our picks for the PGA this week. It's going to be a big tournament. The LPGA is the Dana Open, and
Dana
defending
White.
champion. What is it?
I'm just kidding.
Oh,
This
I
is the
saw.
Dana White Open.
Oh yeah. Defending champion is Lynn Grant, and so your boy locked her up before anybody else did. I'm going Lynn Grant to run it back.
I got Ziyu Lin. She's performed well all season. I think she's got a dub for me. So I need these points. Me and Brady are down to 15 points separating us. I
and
want
it's
the
getting
trophy.
close. We got like what, maybe 2 months left of official season or something like that. Maybe not even that.
5 men's event, 4
Uh-oh.
women.
I'm going Gabby Lopez. She's been playing pretty steady. This field doesn't have a lot of big names in it. I did see that Lexi Thompson was in it, but I was between them two. I think Gabby's got it in her to pull off a W.
Listen,
Dog.
this is another week Mitchell has not made an LPGA pick. I'm not his mom. I'm not going to keep telling him to make picks.
Yeah.
So listen, when I make the post tomorrow and his name has a blank next to it, he's got to make the pick. So anyways, those are our picks for this week. In the comments, let us know what you think. as of right now, I'm not last place tomorrow, so we need to be finding some kind of event for Mitchell to be entering. Uh, so let's get into it real quick. This is designing. If you listened to last week's show, we talked about Brian Bros opening up a golf course, and we said for this week to come with some names and some ideas uh, of what you got going on. So, what does everybody think? What's everybody's got? This is like high school. It's presentation day.
Yeah,
Uh,
I got
did you make?
excited for this.
Yeah, did you make a little poster board you can show us?
I didn't. I did put a lot of stuff in my notes on my phone. I was sitting at work today with some downtime, and I was
All right,
like,
pitch it to us, and me and Zach will see if we'd want to play this course.
all right. First off, I'll start with the name. My course name will be called Royal Pines. I
Oh,
like the royal name, like the Royal Troon, the Royal Melbourne in Australia, like all that kind of stuff. I feel like that just has like some gravitas to it. But this one is going to be located right here in East Alabama. I'd like to incorporate the Sandhills style from courses in around the Pinehurst area. I want to have some vibes from like Tobacco Road, the Tree Farm, stuff like that. A lot of waste bunkering. I like all that stuff where you can just drive your cart, basically wherever you want to. There's no restrictions. I like the kind of layouts that you get from that. I'll give you a better visual for what I've got. Like, I want the first hole to look like. I really didn't think much further than that, but my favorite golf holes to play are like the short par fives, and since they're pretty favorable to easy scoring, I think the first hole of any course should be the easiest. So we're going to start off with a 520-yard par five with a huge fairway, maybe like 100 yards wide. The only difficult part about this hole will be deciding if you're going to be able to go for the green in two or not, which I think most people will be. There might be, a lot of bunkers, the waste bunker like surrounding the greens. I'd like to add features throughout the greens, like like a little raised green, like they do. When I create courses on like the 2K game, I usually add some hidden false fronts or runoffs in the back sides of the green, so that you really have to like be, accurate. Play the middle of the green, you'll probably end up like two putting or making a good birdie putt at some point. And like I said last week, I love the idea of having like 2 or 3 warm up holes instead of like a driving range. I'd like to refine it a little from last week, and what I'd really like to have is 2 holes that run like parallel to each other, so you can play them any distance. You can play it as a par 5, par 4, par 3, and then come back and do the same thing on the opposite
okay.
hole. So that would be like if you want to do that, you might pay like $5 or $10 extra. Go out there, warm up, do that, and then go hit your tee time.
Royal Pines. Is that a country club, golf club,
It's open to the public.
public
We're
course?
gonna be the I want it. If I had to pick like somewhere, I like where like Purcell Farms is.
Oh
That
yeah,
general
yeah.
area, like with the pasture. You got like a gun range, all that kind of good stuff. I feel like that's a good vibe to have out there.
That's it. All right, your boy. We're going with the Fox Den. That's the name of the course. I'm all about the Red Fox on Xbox. Add me, flying Red Fox. We're going to the Fox Den. This is not a giant course. Maybe 56 to 5,800 yard course. Each 9 we have 3 par 5s, 3 par 3s, 3 par 4s. Give us more scoring opportunities. All the par 3s are averaging between 110 and 140. Nothing crazy. This course is being built. It's a Mike Young design over in Ireland is where we're going to, because I thought the Fox Den, I'm looking at uh, little humps in the ground with grass, but also want sand everywhere, kind of like Tobacco Road, just sand place, no trees, just dens and grass. And what's going to make it different? Give me the 19th hole. If there's a tiebreaker, you go to the 19th. It's a 275-yard par 4. So people either, I can drive it, or I lay back and see who wins it, who has the courage to go for it. Welcome on down to the Fox Den in Ireland.
I like that. I like.
I'm gonna bring us back stateside with mine, with the swamp.
The swamp.
The swamp.
Is it in Florida? I guess.
It is in Florida, and there is water everywhere.
Oh,
we had a similar idea with I want 6 par 3s, 6 par 4s, 6 par 5s.
that's the move.
One feature is before the first tee, there's a par 3 or a
Ooh.
par 4 to start, a par 3, and then a par 5. That's your warm up.
Oh, okay. So these are
So
just
you get
like instead of a driving range, you have these.
no. We got the range too.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
One of the big features is all the greens will be multi-tiered.
Dang.
Kind of like
So I'm
RTJ.
thinking 2. Sometimes like that you got the double level with the little rolling hole in the middle.
Uh-huh.
The Redan.
Yeah, the Redan. And I was stuck between names. I really like the porch swing and like have like a Tobacco Road
Oh, that'd
type
be cool. Yeah.
clubhouse, and you just got swings all around. So you can, and it's at the clubhouse is center of the course, and you can sit on like a porch swing and watch people
That
play.
could be your the bar name inside the clubhouse, the porch swing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Porch swing.
and we will have legitimate coffee services.
There we go. That would be cool to have a clubhouse dead center. Like you go out 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, and like every third hole comes back to the clubhouse.
Oh yeah, that does. Yeah, I like that.
That'd be
Kind of
cool.
like Augustine when he was talking about the
Oh,
butterfly.
yeah.
Like you go and then work your way back every time when you get done with 6.
Would anybody consider shared greens on their course?
No,
What was it?
I
Was it
like that.
was it
I
Tullamore
don't.
that had or Mid South that had 18 and 10 was a shared green?
18 and 9. Yeah,
18 and 9, that's what it was.
RTJ has one on there. Is it the link side?
the lake course. Yeah, has one.
Lake course, yeah.
I
It's
think
like
it's
4
one,
and
1 and 6.
yeah, 1 and 6.
Um, but yeah, those are our golf courses. Let us know. Leave us a comment. We'll post these on Instagram as well. Let us know what you think about the courses, which one you're playing. You probably can't. Mine's in Ireland, so you have to get you a ticket or some Sky Miles. But you can drive to the boys, and we'll play those up. Phase 2, everybody come next week with
No, mine's on.
blueprint plans.
There's no roads to mine. You have to have a plane to land there.
I thought you were gonna say you boat in.
Yeah,
Oh, you could.
Just
You can boat in, or you can take
It is in the
land at the
swamp,
private
yeah.
airport.
you
Yeah.
can take one of those airboats in.
So
Yeah,
Phase 2 is
free gator bites.
oh, that'd be good right there. Phase 2 is blueprints. Everybody have those ready for the next presentation. All right, drop zone for this week. Let's get into it. The question for this week: what's the best season for golf in the United States?
Easy.
Let's see if we say the same thing.
Spring.
Yes,
Fall.
100%.
Oh, God.
Fall. See, we were talking about it at work the other day. When the leaves start falling, that's when fall golf's no good anymore. Especially if it just rolls a hair right or left out of the fairway, then you're in for some heartbreak because we don't have that gallery.
Yeah, I love either way. I understand the Leaf situation. Really didn't think about that, but Brent showed me some pictures of Green Island in the fall, and man, I'm just like that. That has me in love with stuff. And then just playing like the weather outside is usually pretty good. It's football time. Like
That is
just have
true.
a little crisp in the air, you know.
But listen, that's one of the reasons why I don't like golf in fall, because I'm trying to watch golf or college game day and we're golfing. The reason I like spring is kind of winter is like, oh, that miserable cold. And then it finally gets that perfect temperature. You're like, oh, I want to go play some golf this
It's
Saturday.
usually still like freezing in the morning though.
That's true.
Yeah, you got all the layers on, and after about 3 holes, you start peeling off.
And the weeds are bad. Like, you got just
You just got to find the right course. I was talking to somebody the other day about Point and then playing in Noonan because he lives in Noonan. And he was like, they play up here? And I said, yeah, because nobody takes care of Point. Like, the people that play out there don't take care. April tries. But the people that play out there are just so horrible to the course.
I see where where you're going with that.
I was like, yeah, they got to play somewhere nice.
I'd be horrible to it right now, too, if I went and paid $50 to play that course.
Yeah, I gave my dad a little spill about it the other day. Like, I was telling him, I said, you know what has, like, ruined Point is the twilight time. Because you got so many people that are, I'm not going to say it's people that are just picking up the game of golf. I'm not blaming those people. It's the people that play golf that just don't have the etiquette, like, or the responsibility of them, like, going and fixing divots and fixing their, stuff on repairing fairway divots and stuff like that. that really screws it up, and you're getting a lot. They might be seeing like a good enough revenue, but I think it hurts it more than it helps it because you got just those kind of people.
Henwood Pines was closed too.
Yeah, they got overrun.
They were so busy every day.
That's true. So let us know in the comments about everything. Best season, golf course, all that kind of stuff. The boys have to go get that working on NCAA. Go Northern Illinois Huskies. Let's do this thing. I think they go. I think that's what the Huskies do. I'm not sure quite yet. I've never watched a game.
Howling in there.
Yeah. Dogs will start barking. But we're gonna go jump on that. So anybody got anything for 110?
No, I'm ready to load up.
Let's go. I got to run to Walmart and Germ's house. I got to go pick up some prints from Germ's, hit Walmart, and then I'll be on.
Oh, when you're there, pick up them 2 air tags he's got of mine.
All right, I'll text him.
I always forget when
Get
I'm
that
there.
$100 he owes me too.
Yeah, tell him just to set it all out with my stuff, and I'll grab it. All right, we'll see y'all next week. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Peace.